Welcome to the narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, the weather outside is frightful, but in here it's so delightful. And since we've no place to go, I'm going to de-rust my gas locker. Right, so here's the old gas locker with the modifications done to it. So you'll see there it's got the hole at the bottom for any leaked gas to escape from. It's had the holes repaired at the sides, all of those bits there, those bits which were cut out. The tops have just been cut slightly just to enable the lid to sit on. The inside needs to be cleaned out quite well. I need to do that now. And here is said lid. And this one's quite heavy actually. And you'll see it's been sitting outside for all of about a day, and it's already got some rust spots on it. I mean, it's nothing, it'll come off, but it just shows the importance to get it rust protected and primed and everything like that. So John's let me use the tea room here, which is not an often used room. Not by humans anyway. So let's give this a go. Right, she's had one coat of red oxide. The reason I haven't done the base is because Paul and I need to put a plate in the bottom. It's not the best condition, the base of that, so we're going to whack that on in between Christmas and New Year. But that's that bit done. Then, as I said, I'm going to paint that in that kind of grey primer colour that you see on boats, and that's just going to leave it good until the paint job is done in the springtime next year. And a bit later on I've got to do the lid. Yeah, you'll see there's the rust stains there. It's only outside for a couple of days, so yeah, it needs to have some treatment put on it. Cup of tea first. Okay, so whilst the gas locker is drying, I'm going to turn my attention to the bedroom. I really want to fit this out and get some structure around, certainly around the water tank up here. I would like to get the bed in, or the bed frame certainly, and the wardrobe. So I've talked you through what my plan is. It's a bit basic. It's all about kind of sleeping capacity, if I'm honest. There's a bit of storage, that's fine, but I'm not one for masses of clothes. So that's fine, I can be pretty minimalistic. I need a bit of hanging space for suits, pretty much that's the only thing I hang up. And it's not like I've got hundreds of them, so that'll be fine. So what I'm thinking is, well, I'll show you. Okay, so this is the existing bulkhead between the bedroom and the bathroom. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to have a full height wardrobe here. Now that distance from that point to that point is 1.2 meters, so 4 foot wide there. So that's where the bed's going to be. The bed's going to extend out all the way to the water tank line, and then it's going to come up, and there's going to be a platform going all the way across under to there. And this big bit here is going to be a bed for kids, or like just a lounging out area to enjoy the front view. It's going to be underneath the gunnels, so that across there is actually going to be 6 foot wide as well. So my twins could sleep in there easily across there, so there's plenty of room for them. So yeah, the plan is it's going to come up here and go straight across. This is all going to be made out of CLS, this area. This is obviously really badly done. I'm hoping that I can blame it on the distortion of the camera. But basically this is going to be the kind of the day bed area that you could sit on. It's going to be 6 foot wide. It's going to extend 1.4 meters. So from right in the tip there, which is right underneath the bow, that's 1.4. So there's ample room there to sit upright. So that is going to be at a height of 700. So the tank underneath there is about 500. That's where that's where the tank is. So this will be sitting above there about 700. The bed comes to about 400, I think, or 350. I'll have to double check that. So that's going to be sitting up above the bed, obviously, and then yeah, it'll be 1.4 meters to the end there, and it's got a ceiling height, I think, of about 1 meter and a bit. So it's quite comfortable for an adult to sit up there and look out the bow hatch. As you walk in, that's where the bathroom is. As you walk in, there's a wardrobe there. As I said, the bar is going from stern to bow, basically. There'll be a couple of shelves. There's enough there to fit in some suits and clothes facing that way. In the recess there, because obviously you can't have it all the way back because you never really be able to get to it without a bit of a faff. So in the recess there, that will be some shelves, and that will be an area that you can pop up and access the back bit there. At the front, as I said, 3 drawers which will pull out. These are going to be a height of 750, which is the height of the bed, and I think they are about, I can't remember, I think about 600 each, so kind of a kitchen unit each. They're quite big drawers, those will. They will have a shelf in them as well, so because obviously you can't, it's not easy to fill that space, so there will be compartments within. And then at the back here, which is harder to access, obviously you'll slide the mattress this way, and under there'll be some little lids that you can take off and then access that underneath area there. So that's the plan for that. As I said, what I'm tempted to do is move that bulkhead to here, and then that one there will be the 9mm, and that one there, which doesn't require any kind of rigidity at all, because it's inside the wardrobe and affixed to the steel upright. Then that one could be the 6mm. That means I don't have to go shopping to do anything here, which is good. The rest of it we made with CLS and kind of other battens and bits and pieces I can kind of get my hands on. One of the issues I've got here, I'm going to batten the front here and here, but I saw it before we had the insulation put on, but it might have had something to do with overplating or something or other, something being removed maybe, but there's all this jutted out steel here, which obviously you can't see now because it's covered in insulation, but it means that I can't come flush with that level there. It's going to have to come out a bit. That might be partly the reason why I only battened up to there, because I didn't know what to do with this bit, and now I have to tackle it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it flush up here where I can, and then I'm going to bring it out a little bit here and make a feature of it. There's no point in kind of trying to do that. This bit here, I'm going to do it in 6mm and not 9, only because there's much more of a bend, and 6mm when it's bent should be quite strong. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm not going to do the wall from the below the gunnels all the way to the floor. I'm really just going to probably just do it up to that kind of level there, and again on that side. Right, so it's been boarded up, as I said, just to that mark, because that's the bit that you might not be able to see all of it, but I'm thinking certainly around that area you'll be able to see it. There'll be cushions and something along there, I'm imagining, but behind there you'll be able to see it. I've got to run the conduit tray. I've got to continue that underneath there as well, because I'm going to want some 12-volt accessories down there. I'm going to want an iPhone charger, something like that. And obviously I need to run the 12-volt to the pump. So my plan is now, I need to build something on the side here to go across here. I'm not going to worry about the bed yet, but I'm going to frame in the water tank. So that is going to be a batten from there across to there, supported along those walls, and then a level across there. That's going to be the kind of the base level, and then there's going to be a 200mm gap, 250mm gap between that and the seat above it. So there's going to be storage there. That's going to be accessed by taking the cushion off the seat, which will be in 2 parts, and then there'll be various access holes, kind of a pigeonhole type things, you know, a square piece of wood with a hole in it that you put your finger in and pull it out, that kind of thing. So that's going to be in there. As I said, there are going to be lockers down the sides here for fenders and things like that. Obviously I'm going to be able to need to access the filler cap for the water tank fairly frequently, so I'm not going to want it to be a palaver to get in there. In terms of the sides here, it's just going to be left as it is. I'm going to lag the tank, or I'm going to put something underneath it and try to lag it as much as I can. I'm not going to drive myself mad because it's going to sweat. It's just the way it is, but it's running straight into the bilge, straight down, and there will be a pump down the end, so I'm not too concerned about it. It's just something I'll have to do once every couple of months or whatever. And the access for the stop valve is going to be in a little cupboard here, and the bed's going to be kind of coming up to this line here. So that's the plan, is to box this in first. So this presents a bit of a challenge for me. I need to place a batten from here to the tip of the bow, but I need that to be flat, and obviously this, if I went along that line, that's actually pointing up. So, and if I did one curved piece, it would be under quite a lot of strain, and I've marked it up a few different ways. Now what I want it to be is to be perpendicular to the floor. Now the floor is surprisingly there, which is a good sign. So what I've done it twice. I've marked it out once up to the level I want, which in this case is 500, and I put a mark there, and then I used my flexible meter rule and kept that line going across to there. But at the bow there, that is definitely pointing upwards. So then I did it another way, and I got my spirit level from that mark, and I marked from, obviously got it level with the floor, which it is, and I marked from there to the end of the spirit level, which went to about there. Then I placed the spirit level again, which obviously didn't take into account the angle, it just takes into account the level. So another one from there to there, and another one from there to there, and that gave me the line. So it's that line there. So that's the way I'm going for, and the way I'm doing it is I'm just going to do it in maybe 3 or 4 battens. You're not going to see them. Some of them are going to protrude from the curve. That's fine, doesn't bother me, because they're just going to be there to support the CLS, which is going to go across. Well, I'm not suggesting it's going to win any awards, but it seems to have done the trick. It's certainly level with the floor all the way to the bow. And now my challenge is to transpose that angle in the floor going starboard port from that line over to there. Right, so they're both on now, and again, it's still optically, it doesn't look right, and indeed there are certain points where I don't think it is right, but I do think there are points that it is. So my plan is to run some battens going across there, resting on those obviously, and the plan is that they will be level, because I'll get them at the right points on them. Then I'm going to drill into the angle line coming up there and have some upright battens flush with that, so it'll stop any movement in the tank, and they will batten on to the ones going across. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm pretty happy with how it's gone on. I'm going to carry on a little bit, but we'll catch up on that tomorrow. I will be doing a few videos over Christmas. I want to do one on budget and on some other planning that I've got to do, so I'll keep you informed of that. I've got to help a friend out with their boat as well in London, so I might show you some footage from there as well. But in the meantime, have a very Merry Christmas, take care of yourselves, bye bye.